G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We're here on the brand new patch for Age of Empires 4. No longer do I have to say the brand new expansion. We've just had the brand new patch. And I tell you what, I'm incredibly excited. We've seen some nerfs, we've seen some buffs. And we're about to get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning in on the south side of the map in the color blue, playing as the Ayyubids, we've got Lang Chu, aka Tarantula. And on the north side of the map, in the color teal, playing as the Byzantines, we've got Puppy Paw. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gorge. I tell you what, there's one thing about this map I can't stand, but we'll get to that later, because I've got to remind you guys, make sure you leave a like on the video if you are enjoying this Age of Empires 4 content. Leave a like if you don't like the fact that the Japanese were nerfed. I tell you what, still scratching my head about the Byzantine nerfs as well, but we're going to study exactly what Puppy Paw does early on here. Of course, we're all looking towards the pros to understand where do we go from here. How much do these changes actually affect the game? That's what we need to know. And you can see some sneaky little scouts crossing paths, but not even realizing. And now, this is the awkward part, right? Because you never know, right? Puppy Paw didn't see his opponents scout, and neither did his opponent see Puppy Paw's scout. So now he's going to come through all of this area which Puppy Paw's already been through, and he's not going to find any sheep, and he's going to say, I tell you what, man, this map sucks. He's going to write a Reddit post just like I would. The reality is it's a skill issue. However, this map does sometimes give you a little bit awkward on the sheep spawns. I don't know what it is. It's a bit strange. I've just noticed that maybe it's something to do with the forests, the way the forests spawn. They're very sporadic in their spawns. But yes, anyway, now I've got a song in my head. I don't know if you guys saw it. You probably did. More than 100 million people have seen it. The GTA 6 trailer has dropped recently, and I've had that. I think it's Tom Petty. Never heard of him before. I'm sure, like a lot of you guys, but I've just been listening to that song on repeat. What a great song that is. Kind of wild that it didn't find commercial success back in the day, because it is an absolute banger. I've just been singing it non-stop, man. And how good does GTA 6 look, man? I was talking to a friend. He said, I'm not going to buy a PlayStation for GTA 6. And I said, that's the problem with you right there, mate. It's GTA 6. But I guess it'll come to PC eventually. It'll take a while to get there, but man, it looks insane, doesn't it? It looks absolutely amazing, what they can do with the hardware that they've got. But let's take a look now, as the Ayyubids are aging up. Unfortunately, under the bug fixes, they didn't list a very specific bug that had been fixed affecting the Ayyubids that stated that they, didn't display the age up on the UI for the caster mode. As you guys can see, it's not here, but he is aging up. And have a look at this. We've got economic wing growth coming in. What's that you say? No Gamba wing? No bazaar coming through today? Yeah, look at that. They removed the villager option and everybody said, oh, I don't want that anymore. Get it out of here. I mean, it's still good, right? It's just not as good as before. And it's curious because I did see on, I can't remember which map, but it was Golden Pit. They removed traders. So now, like, Gamba Wing just really loses a lot of bonuses on maps that it previously used to have. Like, how do you use traders on a map that has no market or no neutral trade post? That's going to be a tough one. Let's check in with Puppy Paw, see how he's doing on this top side. Imperial Hippodrome coming up. 4 villagers working on it. Just the level 1 system here. Yet to utilize that starting 50 stone that he's got in the back pocket. And I almost feel like maybe it's a little bit of a mistake. I feel like if you know, they always say if you get sorry, let me fix that up right there. It's still early. If God gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And I feel like if the devs have given you 50 stone, you got to make more cisterns. So I wouldn't be surprised to see whether we have like a 2 cistern opening coming through. I mean, technically, when you think about it, what's this? What are we? Are you walling up? Is he walling up the trade post, mate? Have you forgot what patch you're playing on here, Puppy Paw? Hey, people don't go the Gamba wing anymore, my friend. Look at that. That's the eco wing. You can recognize that anywhere. I've seen you before, Ayyubids eco wing. And you can see Puppy Paw now scouts this out. Don't be surprised if that villager decides to do a little bit of a turnaround here. Age ups come through almost identical times. He will spot the 3 villagers as they head over towards these berry bushes. Keep in mind, he gets a little bit of extra food on these orchards as well. Stable now coming up, and it's going to be funny watching the Ayyubids play a normal game without cheating. Because that's what the Bazaar Wing was before. Oh, he's putting the mercenary house down on the tray. Oh my god, it's big brain time. Oh, we are getting big brain time. Oh, this is so smart. How did I not even think about this? Puppy paw. Oh, he's a genius. Ladies and gentlemen, a stroke of genius. Now, why is this so smart? Number one, not only do you gain access to the trade post unit, in this case, it's going to be the Sipahi over on the top side. He would have got access to the Zhugunu, but you don't have to sign a contract to get access to this unit. So it means he can spend 100% of the olive oil he's got on that Sipahi rather than spending it on the mercenary contracts. And that's going to help him out a huge amount because it means that his breakpoints for certain resource counts are going to be a lot different. He's going to have more in the back pocket. Now that Desert Raider's coming out, a little bit crazy. Call me crazy, but a little bit wild to go for Sipahi up against a civilization with Desert Raiders. These units are incredible. Have a look at the stats that this bad boy's got, but Triumph ability now going to get popped for about 6 seconds before it disappears. Desert Raider getting eaten alive, has to fall back, but keep in mind it gets bonus damage against cavalry. It's like a spearman with 4 legs. And yeah, well, that's you probably want to go get yourself checked out if you've got 4 legs and you're a spearman. But in this case, the Desert Raider, he's not going to need to. Does take a little bit of damage there from the town center puppy paw, but manages to get the early Desert Raider kill. And obviously realizes he overextended a bit there, but we already start to see one of the differences here. 1.62 movement speed up against that 1.88 does mean that they can't catch cavalry. Sipahi now arriving onto the field, a slight movement speed advantage over those other units out on the field, the Desert Raider. And now Puppy Paw adding in that second level system. We are starting to see the development of the Byzantines. It is happening. 900 IQ plays have already arrived. And it's the first game of the brand new patch. I'm looking forward to seeing what we've got. Western mercenary contracts now comes through. Expilatores comes through as well. And look at the pressure he's putting on early on in this game. Puppy Paw finding plenty of space. Behind this, I mean, you've got so many options. Do you go for a second TC? Do you go Castle Age? Do you add in some archers? Where are you going from here? You've got so many damn options available to you. And continuing just to posture against his opponent now. The numbers here significantly greater than what you would normally expect. Now, that hasn't been largely because of any changes that have happened. It's just because Puppy Paw is a gamer with a capital G, and I gotta respect that. Now coming through, looking to put a little bit of hurt onto the stable. Keep in mind there is a unique technology available called Trapezites, which will increase your siege damage here, but he doesn't actually have it picked up just yet. It's 25% extra siege damage. I feel like in that situation, it could make a fair bit of difference. Finds a little bit of a sheep, says, all right, don't mind if I do. Big forest back here as well. Have a look at the size of that thing. Whew. It doesn't look very dense, though. When you look at it, it feels like the trees are quite far apart in this forest. I don't know, is it just me? It feels like they're very far apart. But now, horsemen together with the Sipahi gonna pop their Triumph ability, looking to try and engage here. Not really getting much value on it other than that movement speed, and will dive under the town center and avoids that fight. I tell you what, it feels kind of weird to be watching an Ayyubid player who is not on the aggressive. That is for sure. Behind this though, second TC gonna be thrown down for Puppy Paw. There's your extra 50 stone. How you doing right there? Don't mind me. I'll grab myself a little second TC. Behind this, the Ayyubids now going to be switching into some spears. Obviously, a bit frustrated with the cavalry presence that's out there, going into mass Desert Raider, but just not really able to engage. It's kind of wild. I would have thought the Desert Raiders would be able to easily beat out these units. They do 26 damage a pop. They got 5 melee armor. Like, surely if you just engage him, you don't have to be this scared, right, Tarantula? Get out there. What's going on, son? Come on, don't be afraid. It's all right. Get out there. If anything, I feel like Puppy Paw should be the one going into spears. Let's check in with him on the top side, though. Rushing up a house. Still yet to put up that border settlements. Plenty of vills on gold. 8 vills on gold. That's going to be a Castle Age. Indeed. I think he might be going Castle behind this. But I'm loving this aggression coming out from him. Just, you know, throws out, say, 10, 12 units. And then that's it. Forgets about it. Just forget about it. I'll go 2 TC and then go Castle behind it. I'll try and keep you in the base as best I can. The problem is, I think his opponent is very scared. Very, very scared right now. You know, he's got his trap door. It's just kind of sitting there. Waiting. Biding time. No second TC. Fearful of going up onto the stone. Throwing... This is a massive overreaction. Double racks together with the double outpost on the front line as well. When the reality is, these Desert Raiders would surely just be able to destroy these units. You just got to take the fight to him. If anything, go put the herd on the other side of the map. He's got siege damage as well, right? Yeah, torch damage. Wonderful. And now he's going to look for a push out with the spears here. This will make it a bit more difficult for Puppy Paw. You can see he's got the ranged attack now firing off with those Desert Raiders, getting a little bit more damage in as well. And now Puppy Paw, he was looking for that Castle Age. He's going to start researching wheelbarrow as well. This guy's crazy. You're going 2 TC, Castle Age, and researching upgrades? Meanwhile, the Ayyubid player is just literally committed 100% to military. He's like, yeah, we'll do it. Have the tides turn that much? Were you relying on the Trade Wing Bazaar that much? That is absolutely insane to see the difference in these two civilizations now. The dynamic has completely shifted. Who would have thought 50 stone was all they needed? Back towards the base. Little raid will get picked up here. Villager will go down. He's got a second one in his focus. Was that a fadeaway? Did you guys see that? It looked like a fadeaway. I'm pretty sure I just saw Kobe. 99% sure. Horseman. Escaping. Still no sign of a second TC, but 13 vills on the gold indicates it could... It's very likely to be a Castle Age. And speaking of Castle Ages, the Golden Horn Tower coming down in the back of the base. Puppy Paw looking to put pressure out on the map, but doesn't even know this. There's an attack about to come through. About to strike him towards that top side, but his opponent spotted it. Spotted the TC, but just backs away. What's the reason? Is he going to put down a battering ram? Is that the play? Hardened Lamentinite coming through for Puppy Paw. Now reinforcements will get intercepted here. He's going to try and pick up a couple. He's up against 2 spears and a Desert Raider. I'd happily take that fight. But now with the Fortitude, he will blow this a little bit early. This is much earlier. I guess realistically, you'd probably want to use that in a fight, but you could see it lasts for like 4 seconds, dude, and then it's gone. How did they think that was fine? How did they think that was okay? That is... I haven't seen him use Fortitude? Triumph. I haven't seen him use... Why do I always call it Fortitude? I haven't seen him use Triumph in literally... What? Like 4 minutes. And then it comes up and it's like, yo, here we go. We got 3 seconds of healing for you guys. There you go. What a useless landmark. What an absolutely useless landmark. Jeez, I can't believe they neutered it so bad. They neutered this if bad. Puppy Paw is going to need to pull some magic here today. But he does manage to get castle. He does manage to maintain this second TC, even when his opponent could have very easily pressured this down. 99% sure this TC should be dead. In fact, it looks like it probably will be dead. There are so many units coming out here at the moment for Tarantula right now, pushing towards that top side. We can begin to see him. I love the way that he's expanding with the outposts as well, making sure that everywhere has got protection. Only 4 villagers out here, but they've got their outpost down. Another outpost on the front here. He's not even going to need to throw down the battering ram, but he's going to do it anyway. Plenty of resources in the bank for him. He's going to be thinking about a Castle Age. We'll check in with Puppy Paw. Archery range comes up. We'll be looking to move into archers, mass archers, double range, triple racks, a complete switch. Mass Lamentinite now coming out from him. Just opens with the cavalry. Just dabbles a little bit in the cavalry. Just gets a little bit of it out there. Just tests the water with it. Delays the opponent. Distracts the opponent. Treats him like a toddler. Says, hey, mate, I see you crying over there, but have a look at this one. Have a look at this. I got some cavalry for you. Swings it in his face. Lamentinite move forward. On the backside. The Desert Raiders are firing off towards these units. The Spears on the front doing a decent job here. They need to try and take this battering ram out. The town center firing down upon it. There are plenty of units up here. The reinforcements on the way. Lamentinite going to be forced away from it. The battering ram continues to work its magic. More spears now coming through, looking to clean up this position. And we can hear the archers are finally being produced for Puppy Paw. But the town center will be going down. He's made about a 7 villager lead from that TC. It's going to take some time to build back up from it. Out on the map, plenty of villagers down here on this south side. No farm transition yet to come through on Puppy Paw. Now going to be pushed onto the back foot. Was he too greedy? 2 TCs and a Castle Age. Sounds like a sitcom. It's not. It's a problem. Because now Puppy Paw is really looking to die. I mean, look at the vills. The vills are the... Oh, he pops the Aquatoid defenses. He says, you want to do it? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get fancy. Let's do it, baby. Spears still holding on at the front. Veterancy yet to come through on the Lamentinite, even though they're starting to look really cool. Actually, do we have veterancy on the Lamentinite? I don't think we do. Their spears would be changed a little bit. Takes out a couple of villagers there. No, it is spearmen. Veterancy on the spears. We see them. And now underneath the town center. He's going to be chased around. Villagers just on the move. Why are these villagers so damn fast? Somebody please explain to me. They're getting picked off one by one. And Puppy Paw, it looks like it might be game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the Ayyubids have still got it seems. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to be able to take this one. And now cleaning up the remnants of the villagers. Puppy Paw. Remember, he did have that 7 villager lead, so I guess he's got that going for him, but he's just lost so many villagers in this fight. I think that was the Castle Age coming through from his opponent as well. Either that or Jeanne d'Arc has just died. Let's check in. Indeed, it was the Castle Age. It's going to be the Culture Wing. I'm suspecting he probably went up. He didn't go with the Dervish because we would see them on the map. But he's gone with the fast age up. The fast, quick age up. The fast, cheap age up. That's the one that we want to be... That's the one that we're talking about. Golden Age Tier 2 coming through now. It's going to be 50% increase to all research speeds. Not too bad, not too bad. Nice little bit of research for you. Survival techniques yet to come through for Puppy Paw. Villager count. He has lost a lot of villas in that last fight. 15 villagers total. But with that, he's lost the deficit, but maintains a relatively close number to his opponent. We continue to hear those camels coming out, but this time it's going to be the Camel Lancer that arrives onto the map. Camel Lancer is obviously a very strong unit up against cavalry. Up against anything else, though, they're still good. Just not as good as your Lancer. Your standard Lancer would be. On the other side of the map, though, it's just going to be infantry at the moment for Puppy Paw. Keep in mind, he's got this mercenary house on the south side. Has signed up with a specific mercenary house, with a mercenary contract. I don't know which one it is, though. It's not... Oh, do I have to select him? Yeah, I have to select him. There we go. Okay, he's gone for the Western. So Longbow, Lens Connect, Streltsy. A little bit of a raid towards that top side. Too many villagers here. He's going to pop the Triumph ability. Now able to take out one of those villagers. Puppy Paw slowly evening up the villager count. We can see 52. This will be 51. All right, not too bad. There's 1 point between them. And now towards the north side of the map. Puppy Paw going to be under pressure as his opponent looks to push through. Once again, Tarantula coming down the mountain. You know what they say about tarantulas on mountains? Don't eat them, probably. I don't know what they say about tarantulas on mountains. But anyway, villagers once again on the run. He's doing this thing where he just kind of goes past the TC. Okay, he does decide to finally put it in the TC. A little bit of extra damage here. Ville's got to be careful. They're scrambling. He says, you know what, let's just attack with them. Akratoid defense is popped once again. Town Center firing out that shotgun of arrows. Looks so good when it does it. Lament 9 numbers really starting to move here. What's the thinking here behind the Lament Knight? I mean, he's just going into like your standard English comp, but just doing it in the Castle Age. Is that the go? Relics behind this getting picked up as well. We can see the Dervish is out for our Ayyubid player. So he's going to be looking where? Over on the south side? No, in the middle of the map? Oh, in the middle of the map. There it is. So I think at this stage, he probably wants to start mixing in crossbows. That could be really nice with this composition. Just guarantee a little bit of extra damage against Ghulams, a little bit extra damage against any of those armored units. And of course, Spearman Crossbow, one of the best combinations there is in the game. Very, very dominant. Have a look at that. What do you call that? How am I meant to get to my berry bush when you've been penetrated by a... I didn't even want to say it. That's disgusting. This is a family-friendly game. Get out of here. All right, Ghulam numbers are starting to build. Of course, we've got the insight, right? Like, we've got God vision, so we know adding crossbows is a good choice. But whether Puppy Paw puts 2 and 2 together and says, well, my opponent knows that I have switched off cavalry. They've seen my masses of infantry, my hordes of infantry. How am I possibly going to deal with what they throw out towards me? Camel Lancers picking off another villager. 57 against 51. Have we got a second TC on the other side of the map? Have we got trade on the other side of the map? What's happening over here? Why have we got that distinct difference now in that villager count? Another bit of a raid on the other side of the map. 20 workers taken out so far. Doesn't look like any of them went down. I love the way Puppy Paw's building this base as well. Lumber camp, lumber camp, lumber camp, lumber camp, house, 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 house. Lumber camp, lumber camp, lumber camp, lumber camp, house, 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 house. That's a new song, actually. That's GTA 7's theme song. It's called Lumber Camp House. As you may have guessed. All right, Sipahi will be coming through. They do get that special ability. There's Fortitude. I freaking knew it was an ability somewhere. Fortitude from the Sipahi. I keep throwing out the word Fortitude. I'm like, where am I pulling this from? It's somewhere in my RAM, but I just can't locate it. It's meant to be random access, but I guess it kind of is in that regard. Anyway, level 3 systems through. Now, for Puppy Paw. I'd love to see him push this to level 4, even level 5, just to maximize that Golden Horn Tower. Not only that, but you get the extra boost as well from that gather speed. Mercenary House coming down. Farm transition is well and truly through here for Puppy Paw. You can feel at the moment, it's a bit of a struggle economically for Puppy Paw. It doesn't feel like he's booming the way he used to be. And I guess that's probably because he lost a town center. Speaking of town centers, have a look at this on the other side of the map. The Ayyubid player now dropping down a TC. So what do you do when you drop a TC? Now, you got two options. Number one, you can just kind of chill, try and delay your enemy as much as possible. And number two, just go onto the enemy side of the map and just start raiding everything. Because by doing that, you're going to pull the army back. And we now start to see additional cistern being thrown down, drawn across the map. Varangian guards beginning to come out. And there's the raids coming through once again. And look at this. The villagers were thinking about going into the dead spruce tree. There are a couple of Lamentinite out here, but Puppy Paw is going to have to make a decision. Does he help his villagers out? Or does he just chill in the middle? And it's got to be chilling in the middle. Varangian guards, nowhere to be seen here. It's just going to be Lamentinite trying their best to clean this up, but he doesn't want to lose the Camel Lancers. Manages to escape through the hole in the wall. Palisade gate under pressure, though. And now towards the middle of the map, it's a big push coming out from Puppy Paw here. I feel like Hierosophons here are going to be very strong if he's able to throw them down. Back towards that base, we do now start to see the Camel Lancers making their way through again. A little bit of a push. 1600 still on the ball. And just as we were talking about a little bit of a push, have a look at this. This is a big boy. This is a game-ending push right here, Puppy Paw. Looking to head into the enemy base. And, you know, we were talking about your options, where one of the things that you want to do is you want to try and delay your opponent. And often you do that by going onto their side of the map and raiding. And you can see that Puppy Paw has just absolutely called this bluff. He said, all right, you want to do it? Let's do it. I've got a bigger army. I reckon I can take you. And I think this is such a smart move, especially playing against the Ayyubids. I would have loved for him to just go into like 4 or 5 Hierosophons and just go straight for the throat. And just say, you want it? Let's do it. Come on, bring it on. Puppy Paw here, looking to try and clean up these forces. Way too many Gulams for him at the moment. Keep in mind, no boot camp at this stage of the game because no military wing is through. Now cleaning up some villages. Puppy Paw doing a decent job of getting in on that side. Crossbowman numbers are starting to build in the back of the base. Puppy Paw looking to try and take this out. He's got so many units in this base now all of a sudden. Where has this Byzantine production come from? We'll clean up the Gulams completely. Meanwhile, towards the other side of the map, he's got a huge set of armies out here just patrolling out. We'll clean up all of this army from the Ayyubids. And now that's going to leave the Ayyubid player with a sting in his mouth as he gets cleaned up by Puppy Paw's B team? Who are these Byzantine players and what have you done with them? How is this happening right now? I'm kind of at a loss for words. Another raiding team comes through, even though I probably wouldn't call this a raiding team. This is more like, you know, SEAL Team 6 over here, looking to evacuate. He actually cleaned up with the reinforcements the enemy's entire army. And now, is this Gabe? Has he flipped the switch? We have seen so many of these lately coming from Byzantine players. Not just Byzantine players, but just in general, right? We've seen Crackety here on the Japanese pull out an amazing turnaround. And now we're seeing Puppy Paw do the exact same thing with the Byzantines. It was just minutes ago. Oh my God, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, wow. Make sure you go check him out. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can catch him live. If you haven't already, make sure you go and check out the Patreon. We got lots of coaching over there. And other than that, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.